The education was repaid. I also did ITV on sexual courtesy, and I wrote for the Argus and Education Watch for a year last year. And I said to the editor, I don't know what to write anymore because I've exhausted all my ideas. So yes, but please see if we can get somebody else. So alhamdulillah, there are people who are writing. Firstly, I want to introduce you to my sweeter. Something I did myself. I do this just for fun. Whatever I learn, I try to summarize it. And I try to put it on my sweater. And then I find it. And then I walk, and as I'm walking, I get a lot of people responding to it. They say, it did something to them. This particular message, spiritual intelligence enhances artificial intelligence, because there is this fear of artificial intelligence. And there is no fear for artificial intelligence, because when we talk about spiritual intelligence, we're talking about the intelligence of the Creator. There is nothing more powerful than that. Now some people call it consciousness, but consciousness is only our attempt to reach into the field of divine consciousness or divine spirit. So, for many people, they do not want to talk about religion because we have been brainwashed to keep it out of the conversation so that the secular world can control our minds. We have to accept that. Where I am very grateful is to have had the opportunity to write for the Argus and to actually bring spirituality back into the conversation on a very high level in terms of writing for a newspaper which is nationally published. And I have my enemies about that, and I have my people that support. So that's the beauty of life. If everybody supports you, then you know you're on the wrong track. If somebody doesn't like you, then you know it's going well. Why did I bring this particular PA system work? I have a problem with my voice if I don't have a microphone. And I tend to control myself more when I speak on the mic. Like when I'm on the radio, some people say it's the same you. Because when I'm speaking just normally, I tend to raise my voice to a level where I lose my control. So I brought this with me in order to keep me grounded, to keep my voice, alhamdulillah, calm, so that everybody is calm. So firstly, I want to tackle a feature of resources that I have so that you can just look and see what I've got before we start talking about anything. Firstly, please have a look at the panel that I made. So what you have just come to participate in is called an ICRA project. It's called Islamic Center for Research and Activity. And people who are non-Muslim, it doesn't exclude you, it actually includes you. I don't know whether many of you are aware that in the Quran, Allah asks the Christians and the Jews and the Sali'een and the people who believe in God, the one God, and believe in the day of judgment. The Creator asks us to unite, stand together against the kuffar. The kuffar are those, Allah explains, who wants to break down everything. So there's a definition of what is a person who disbelieves. He wants to break down every single unity that there is. So the Creator says to us as believers, people who are the people of the book, and the people who have Iman, to stand together and support each other, to stand firm against those who have just got one aim in mind, and that is to break society and to take from society as much as what they can. My research of 28 years is to identify how did they do it? How did they do it? How did they manage to succeed and get us trapped? This is what I would like to share with you. So the basic aim of the ICRA project is to create food security, to ensure that there is holistic learning, to make sure that there is healthcare, make sure that everybody is safe, and make sure that the city advances. Now that should be the aim of any government, any provincial government, any national government, any ruler. That is their particular job. So if they don't do it, if we try to strike and ask them to do it, it's a joke because they're not interested in doing that. So you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, you're wasting your freedom because they will lock you up. But what we can do is to do the work that they don't do. Make sure that our people are fed. Make sure that we can teach people holistically to appreciate everything that's around them as a divine gift of the Creator. Make sure that everybody has free healthcare, and it's not impossible. Make sure that everybody is safe, and make sure that the city advances so that other people can come and visit you to see how wonderful you have created this particular world. Now you might say to yourself, but we need a lot of people to do that. No, we don't need a lot of people to do it. The Creator says, how many times it is few people not overpower a larger group because of my assistance. You must believe that. If you believe that, the angels will assist you. They are there to assist us. They're not fairy people that's, with little wings. They're waiting for us to tap into their particular abilities that they've given so that we can take us to the next level. Believe that. Do not believe in systems. Do not believe in governments. Do not believe even in yourself, because that is the quickest way to trick yourself. Now, because of the disorientation through oppression, people are at this particular point because of the internet to go on to self-empowerment programs, self-actualization, self-empowerment, enlightenment. All good and well, but just remember that the Creator speaks about people where they themselves become their own God. So you become too enlightened about yourself. You start believing in yourself. And then you start disorientating what is guided for you. And the major feature, if you watch all of these empowerment programs, you watch TED Talks, you watch YouTube, etc. They don't know who to thank. They say gratitude. Who? Who do you are grateful for? Yourself? Your family? The government? You're grateful to Allah. Grateful to the Creator. And there's a question for the Christians. What do the Christians, Arabs, call God? They call God Allah because they speak Arabic. Some people don't realize it. You get a priest in Arabia that have a full garb of an Arab, but there's a priest. Our job is to connect with each other and to see what the Creator says. Look for where you agree on. Don't look for where you disagree on. That is the instruction of the Quran. Don't look for where you agree on, for where you disagree on. Look for where you agree on. And then come together, because I will tell you on the day of judgment why I have made you different. Very simple example. If it's Christmas, the Muslims work. If it's Labaran, Christian work. But the business continues. Why must business continue? Because business is a lifeblood. Without business, without sharing resources with each other, we will die. And that's why the last prophet was a businessman. The last prophet of the Creator was a businessman. And he set the pace for how to be a businessman. And if we do not follow that particular example of a businessman, then we will not succeed as a business. But business people are people that create jobs. And business people open up the mouths of our children so that we can feed ourselves. So we cannot look down on them. We must encourage them, but encourage them in the right way. And one of the things that I used to say when I wasn't a businessman, I ran my own school for 8 years. And I don't worry about the children running around, it's fine. I used to look when I was a teacher at government school. I used to look at the business people sitting in the mosque and asking, making dua, praying to them. I would say in my mind, why are you praying? You've got a business already. Until I became a business, I realized that your result doesn't come anyway from only the Creator. He sends the customers. And if you don't treat your customer properly, you are ungrateful to the Creator for giving you the opportunity. The other thing about business is don't go into debt. You want to run a business? Don't go into debt. Because that's the trick. That's how they keep the certain enfranchised community in business, because they can go to the bank with no money, get a loan, start a business, flunk the business, start another loan, etc., and they keep the people oppressed in a job through loans from the bank. When I wrote that into the articles, they cut it out. There are certain things that they edited from the articles which does not fit in with the status quo. So, it doesn't give you the full truth, but at least 99% of the articles were in. How they keep us in a dependent situation is by issuing loans to the enfranchised people. The bank will give him a loan, start his business. He flunks the business. He has no collateral whatsoever. But if we come for a loan, we have to have collateral, etc., etc. The system will kick us out and not give us a loan because, no, you can't run a business. So there are certain communities that are put into business because they've got other connections with other communities in the world. So they will flunk their business, take out another loan, start another business, and there's no problem because the bank works on interest and they work on debt. That is their income. So if you are a community that don't work with debt, right? So no debt you don't pay the bank anything, but you work on the basis of blessings. And that's where I would like it to take us. Just work on the basis of blessings and see how we can help our youth. There's no point in sitting and saying, oh, the government does this, and let's do this, etc., and speak a long thing about it, but you do nothing about it. So the question is that I say to our community, if you can't do anything physical, then put a little money down. 50 Rand a month on a stop order to this particular project. Or 100 Rand a month, not more than that. Because that will allow us to pay children to learn. So I've got an earn and learn program. I pay the children to learn. They say, well, why are you paying us? We're supposed to pay you. So that's the idea. Because learning is work. Why are we keeping them unemployed? Because it's a trap of a capitalism. The more and the longer you can keep you in the school and university, the more they create the debt so that you will always be dependent on what they tell you what to buy. And you will